Hi, everyone. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Daniel Tuttle, and this is my dear friend and colleague, Rebecca Becky Sheehan. Hi, Becky. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very, very excited to have this conversation because, as you know, the Access Consciousness Foundation class is something that is very, very, very dear to my heart and to your heart as well, right?
Yeah, foundation. Yes,
Woo!
yes, yes, yes.
Yes, 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 yes. It's funny because we've had all of these interesting, even in the East Coast of New York, East Coast, like America, had like a earthquake recently,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Up
Right?
in New York. Yeah, yeah.
It was like a big deal in New Jersey and New York and on the Northeast. And I heard I was in Amsterdam and everybody was googling about it and talking about it, and I go, oh, I wonder who's teaching a foundation class over there. Because right before it, actually, the magical and incredible and my amazing friend Kalpana Raguraman was teaching her first. She was doing her first foundation class in Taiwan, and literally right after Taiwan, the earthquake happened in Taiwan. So there is a lot of energy, a lot of crazy, crazy, amazing, amazing things that happen with the foundation class. Now, let me just like caveat that, guys. I'm being cute, okay? So
There's no world disasters are
there's no
gonna
world
happen as a
disaster from
result.
foundation class. We're talking like energy here, okay? But I'm really excited because I am actually going to be offering this class in Paris, the gorgeous, incredible city of lights, on May 9th through May 12th. And I wanted to invite Becky to this forum for us to kind of talk about this incredible class and what it has created in our lives and what it has created since we took it, both of us.
Yeah.
So, Becky, if you could summarize the foundation class in one statement, what do you think it would be?
Okay, this is true story. This is the statement that I always use
Uh-huh.
to describe foundation.
Uh-huh.
And pardon the language, but foundation will fuck you up in the best way possible.
There you go. Oh, I love that.
That's the only thing that I can say like that, like, adequately even comes close to describing what foundation does. I remember, um, I remember taking the foundation class. I've taken it a couple of times. I've taken it with our friend Anna. I've taken it with you. I've taken it a couple of different places, and I
Uh-huh.
remember just being in this daze of, like,
Yeah,
going into the class, just processing, right?
right.
It was something that there were so many aspects I didn't understand, but somewhere my brain was just, like, downloading it and processing it and processing it, and I spent, like, a good 2 weeks sort of just lying in my bed at night, like, in a fetal position, just processing and processing and processing, and, like, it's very, very accurate, but I don't want anybody to be scared or have that put you off from it,
Yeah.
because I think the most profound transformation that I've ever had,
Mhm.
ever had was a result of this particular course. Like, hands down, it doesn't even come close.
I
It
agree with
was such a dramatic shift. It was
you.
such a dramatic change in the way that I perceived and navigated life as a result of the work that was done in the class. And I am incredibly grateful for having the opportunity, not only just to have taken it once, but to have taken it several times and to continue to receive more and more and more from it with every single time I've taken it. It's the course that keeps on giving in access, and it really puts you in this really beautiful state of being where you're just looking at the world in a different way, you're interacting with people in a different way, you're receiving this sense of peace, that, to be honest, Daniel, like I struggled most of my life to really, capture,
Of
to
course.
live, right? This thing that I was chasing that I really began to tap into for the first time ever as a result of the work done in this course. So I say, Paris, look out.
Yes, totally. Yeah, I had the same experience. I had done the just so everybody knows, the prerequisite to the foundation class is the access bars class. So
Yeah.
um, I had done the access bars class like years before I did foundation, and my world was like completely shaken by the bars class, and I was like, that's all I need. I don't need any more. This is good. I'm just gonna add this to my life. So I used that magic of the bars class for many years. I even became a bars facilitator, and I resisted foundation actually. So there must have been an energy there that I was unwilling to be, or an energy that I was unwilling to have, because I resisted it for so long. And then I remember it was in the middle of the pandemic,
Mm,
2020, and the whole world was kind of shut down. And I got an invitation from our dear friend Donna, and Donna said, "Hey, I'm going to host this class. I'm going to have some people. Don't worry, everybody's going to be locked down with us. It's going to be an experience." And she's like, "It's a really powerful class, and I wanted to invite you." And I said, "You know what? Actually, that feels really super light. Let me choose that." And so I don't think I didn't even really have a clue what I was getting myself into, just that I was already at this point really hungry for more access consciousness tools.
mhm,
And so I went to the class, and, I think the whole thing is a blur. But I remember I got to the end, I got to the fourth day. And I remember looking at my friend Sarah, who's also, has been who has been my leader on many of the journeys that I've been on. I looked at Sarah, and Sarah looked at me, and I said, "We need to teach this class." And I knew that what had happened to me, I hadn't even walked out of the class yet, but I knew that whatever had happened to me was going to have a long-term effect that was going to be palpable for ages, for years to come. And it's true. Like within a matter of days, that weekend, Sarah and I had ended up taking the next class, which is called the Choice of Possibilities. We did it online together. And
mhm,
then 2 weeks after that, we jumped on a plane. We went to Istanbul, and we did the Symphony of Possibilities and the Energetic Synthesis of Being with Dr. Dane. And it was just like, it was like the craziest thing. I've never ever chosen something like that so fast, with such an unbelievable knowing in my heart. And I knew that what was happening, because as a result of this class, was something that was just going to only contribute more and more and more to me. And so since then, I've basically become an access consciousness certified
yeah,
facilitator. And this is why. This class is why. This class is I have taught many, 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 many different classes across the board in many different countries all over the world. And I have to say, this is really the one that changes your reality the most. And
yeah.
every
I
time I do it, it changes my reality. So I also become very, very aware that when I get the knowing, the pull, the tug to post a class, I go, oh boy, what is going to change now?
yeah.
So it's just very, very special. And I know you guys, we're speaking in very, very esoteric terms, right? So I just want to talk about some of the tools that you're going to
Yeah,
learn in a foundation class. What do
I
you
was
think
gonna
is a
say
huge
I
contribution for you, Becky?
I was gonna say, in all the different things that I've studied and all the different modalities that I've explored, the
Uh-huh.
tools of access consciousness are by far and away the most powerful tools that I've ever worked with. They're the tools that I use absolutely 100% on a daily basis.
Yeah.
They are
It's so
tools.
easy.
Yeah, they are so impactful, they are so powerful, and the results of using them and playing with them are immediate. Like,
Yeah,
you
immediate.
immediately see the results
Exactly.
and the difference. And I mean, I honestly, I can't say enough about this particular course. Every single time you take it, whether you're considering it taking it for the first time, or whether or not you're considering taking it again, the
Yeah.
experience is always different. The energy is present with those that you are taking it with, impact. Where you are taking it impacts the class. Like,
Exactly.
it's a different experience, that it's sort of like, you keep on pulling off layers and constantly finding more and more gifts and blessings and surprisings the more that you unpack this course. Every single time you take it, there's more it feeds you. There's more it feeds you. There's more it
I
feeds you.
agree.
And it will make a profound difference and change in your life. So, Daniel, what are some of your favorite tools that you've learned as a result of this class
Yeah.
that really made a difference in your life?
You are talking about, also, we keep talking about doing it over and over and over again. And I
Yeah.
hear people going, why would you take it over and over again? And the answer is very simple, is it's, first of all, the class itself is always evolving and always changing. So when I teach this class in Paris, it's going to be right after the global foundation rewrite that happens the week before. So I can't even tell you what is
Oh,
going to
wow.
change that's going to be in that class that none of us know yet, because that global foundation that happens the week before, always, Gary and Dane, the founders of Access, there's always new stuff that comes up. Like, for the last year or so, we've been working with this incredible tool called the Big Five. And the Big Five are, I'm not going to give it away because I think you really have to experience it in the class, because it's kind of something that builds upon upon the energy that you're working with. But the Big Five is basically all of the places in your life that have kept you stuck from actually accessing your knowing, and accessing what you know to be true, and accessing the life and the reality that you really want to have. We ask and we ask and we ask and we ask and we ask, and we say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, but we're unwilling to receive. And for me, I think the biggest contribution was when I looked at that for myself in this class, and I said, okay, you know what? I am actually going to get out of the way here. I am really willing to receive that energy of being willing to receive. Becky, started to, well, first of all, it's also reminding me too, the tools that we have to talk about money in the foundation class are something that really created a massive shift in my life. And I started to really apply those immediately from the day of the class. And,
Mm.
I have to humbly say, I was never really one of those people that, you know, investing money into classes and all this kind of stuff was light for me. It was really quite like, okay, I've got to save this amount of money so that I can take this class, and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And it was the first time in my life I just went. I was like, oh, I'm choosing, I'm choosing, I'm choosing, I'm choosing. And every single time I went, like, everything showed up for me to support me in that journey. And all of a sudden, all the places that I had acquired and held on to the energy of lack in my life completely changed. And
Yeah.
so I think the tools of money actually are probably one of the greatest assets to the foundation class. That, and I'm pretty keen on the Big Five. So right now, those two are probably some things that are very, very dear to my heart. And you know what else is a game changer? Is the 10 keys to total freedom, which are, we kind of call them the Access Consciousness 10 Commandments, but those are probably tools that I use in my day to day life every day, all the time, over and over and over. And that alone is really, really, really worth the price of admission, as they say.
May I share with you the experience of me trying out the very first tool for myself the first
Yeah.
time really quickly?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna really go into the depths of what this tool, like, behind the tool, but I will share what the tool was. And I remember coming out of my first Access, class, and I had money trauma. Like, I was, generationally, I'm programmed to have my trauma, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So spending money was always a big issue for me, and I was always finding myself in a place of lack. And I remember that I'd just gotten off the plane. I went to the shopping center because during my trip, I recognized that my purse had a hole in it and things were falling out of it and it was broken and I needed something new. And so I went into a store and I didn't have that much. Like, I had some, but it still it felt like panicked. Like it wasn't enough in my bank account. But I was like, you know what? I need to get a new purse. I can't walk around with having all my stuff fall out everywhere. So I walked into the store and I said to myself, I said, you know what? I took this course. I, spent a lot of time learning about these tools. I'm going to try them out. So I went into the store and I said, you know what? I'm just going to find something that I like, find something that I really, really like in this particular store. And I'm not going to look at the price tag. And I'm not going to have how much it costs play into my decision. I'm going to go into find the thing that I really, really want. And I'm just going to go ahead and buy it. Now,
Uh-huh.
granted, the caveat is it wasn't like a super expensive store where like it could have been thousands of dollars. It was a
Yeah.
reasonably priced store. So I had enough that I felt like whatever that was, I was just going to trust in it. And like that was what I was supposed to get. So I walked through everything. I found a purse. I stood in line and like I got nervous and I kept on saying, how does it get any better than this? What else is possible? And so I
Uh-huh.
stood in line as I got closer and closer to the cash register. I was like, how does it get any better than this? What else is possible? I kept on saying that as I got up to there. I put my purse down, and for the first time, I flipped over the price tag to look at it.
Uh-huh.
It had been clearance down about 5 times, and it was now only $15.
No way.
$15.
Wow.
$15. And I just stood there in shock. And I used the tool. I had faith in the process.
Yeah.
I went through it. I was prepared for like 10 times as much.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at that and I was like, the universe has got my back and these tools work. And I said to myself right then and there, may everything that I spend right here and now come back to me. Right.
That's
And
right.
so I walked out and I walked to the car like giddy. Like I was so excited. Like I couldn't believe that this actually worked.
Uh-huh.
Like everything was coming together for me. I was giddy. I was giggling on my way to the car. And as I got in the car, I put my car in reverse. I started driving. There was a ding on my phone. And I looked at my phone and somebody had Venmo me money as a thank you for something that I did for them that I didn't even know that they were going to pay me for. They
You weren't
Venmoed me
expecting it.
money like immediately. And I was like, "I'm sold. That's it." Like, this I don't know. I don't understand it. Maybe I won't always understand it, but it works, and it's making a profound difference in my life, and it has transformed my life.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you're right. It's like how much does the universe want to work for us that we don't actually allow it to work for us? We get all caught up in the, oh my God, I want this, but how expensive is it? And blah, 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 blah. And we don't choose. And when we don't choose, it's impossible. It's impossible to receive,
Yeah.
you know? So I think that you should just come to Paris, Becky, and that you should come to Paris. And
Please, can you talk to my husband?
yes, husband,
How does it get any better than
how does it get any
what else
better?
is possible?
How does it get any better, husband? I love it. So, those of you who are considering choosing the class, please, if you have any questions, do not ever hesitate to ask myself or Becky. You can learn a little bit more on our website, theprovocativeintuitive.com. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You see my social media handles up at the top of the screen there. Reach out to me there. And if you have any questions, let us know. Okay.
Yeah.
Becky, thank you for this amazing conversation. And let's practice. Let's actually make today a how does it get even better? What else is possible day?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
let's just go around, like, beginning now. Let's just say it like not nonstop today and see what happens.
Mm.
How's it
Oh,
getting
I can't
better?
wait.
I
Yeah.
know, me too. Becky, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you,
Have a
David.
wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, everyone. See you in Paris.